He goes, alright, no, I'm not alright, I'm lying to myself. I'm not alright, I'm dying right now, what the hell am I gonna do? Oh my god, I can't believe I'm seeing it for my very eyes. I didn't know that there could be a sentient one. Well, your eyes aren't lying to yourself. Here I am. I can't believe it. A sentient, giant, floating emoji. What the hell? I'm not an emoji. You ignorant mortals. I am a living planet. Or at least, I used to be. You're not a living planet anymore? That giant cataclysm. Was that you? Yes, that was my previous form. I used to be a fully certified planet, but then my form was destroyed. How could they destroy a whole entire planet? By exploding my brain. You see, I have existed for a very long time, but I wasn't sure how I came to be. But what I knew is that I started out as just a glowing brain, but a super powerful brain that could do literally anything and be literally anything. So I knew that I couldn't just be one little teeny tiny glowing brain. I needed to be more because I knew I could be more. So I grew into a planet, and then an even bigger planet, and then an even bigger planet. But it's lonely in the universe, just being a planet. So I turned myself into one of those little tiny life forms that you seem to be, and I explored the cosmos for other life forms. Wow, that's amazing. So you're higher than us. You're like some kind of god. I'm a celestial. Ooh, right, a celestial. So, have you talked with any of the other celestials? Since you seem to be one of them. I don't really like those guys. I don't really socialize with those guys that much, even when they were around. Oh, I see. You have a better connection with mortals, because it reminds you how precious life is, and how if something can easily be destroyed, then that means it's worth cherishing because of how temporary it is, and how you won't appreciate it until it's gone. No, fuck all that! That's why I hate you mortals! You hate us? Yes. Try to look at it through my perspective, you little tiny grub. Imagine that you have lived your whole life alone, but you always knew that you weren't alone. You just had to go looking for them. And then after many, many years of looking, you finally found it, only for it to turn out to just be a bunch of little tiny bugs. A bunch of insects that can easily die. I mean, come on. You're stronger than them in every single way. So why would you even humor them when they're so easy to kill and they'll never live as long as you? So why even waste your time with them? But I like bugs. I mean, not the creepy crawlies, but I mean, imagine a ladybug that flew onto your hand, and you'd be like, oh, look at the little ladybug, oh, it's cute, and then you let it fly away, and then it comes back, and you're like, oh, and it's cute. You know, like Samurai Jack. Oh, fuck, that ending was sure a bummer. No, you gotta squash that bug, because that bug is insignificant compared to you. So you wanted to destroy everyone lower than you. Exactly. If they're not as powerful as me, then what's the point of them existing? So that's why I planted a little piece of myself in every single planet across the galaxy, so that my essence could take over each planet and become me. Because if nothing is as good as me, then it might as well be me instead. You are one of the most malevolent, soulless, despicable villains I ever met. You're awesome! But I can understand why it would be necessary to kill your ass, because the whole point of my expedition is to seek a connection throughout all supervillains. And I can't do that if all the supervillains are dead, but they'd be replaced by one supervillain, and that would be the connection, that every supervillain is me. That's not how a community works. It can't be all about one person, even though that is a very supervillainous thing to do. But if we're all going to exist together, then we need to agree with each other. Oh, come on. You know for a fact that complete and utter world peace across the galaxy will never happen. Not even with the supervillains. If it's never gonna happen with the heroes, they're always gonna keep having conflicts and having civil wars against each other, then what makes you think it'll even happen with the villains? Listen, Mr. Emoji, I am well aware of the fact that there is a very, very small chance of our mission actually being fully completed. I know we're not going to reach a full understanding, but we're making the effort. And that's what matters, is that we make an effort. And if we make even a little bit of a difference during this trek, then it would have all been worth it. Huh. Well, guess what? You didn't make a difference with me. I still think that none of you are worth letting exist. Well then, I'm glad your plan failed. Yeah, and I would have gotten away with it too, if it hadn't have been for my dumbass son and his rip-off of Starjammers. Your son? Oh my God! You are the father of Star Munch. Biologically, yes, but apparently, when you get all lovey-dovey and go by the heart, whatever the fuck that is, it's not me. It's that stupid blue guy. I think I could see a better connection between those two than you and Star Munch, because Star Munch, as stupid as he is, at least he sees the good in humanity, and he would not misuse his powers destroying everybody. Well, now he can't use his powers at all, because when he destroyed my lot, he took away his superpowers, so now he's just another one of you guys. Just another normal little immortal who doesn't mean nothing to the universe, unlike me. You see, that's your problem, Mr. Egomaniac. By the way, I don't think we've been properly introduced. What's your actual name? Ego? Oh, I guess I wasn't that far off. Well, it used to be Ego when I was in my previous form. But what am I speaking to right now? You see, when that little tiny talking plant blew my brain up, what he didn't realize was that I can transfer my consciousness into another planet. Oh! But you're so teeny tiny now. That's because it was so spur of the moment. I was so certain that my plan would work that I didn't realize I needed a backup. So I could only do with what I had at the very last moment. And what was that? One of my moons. Yes, my consciousness is now inside of a moon. So as long as I have this new form, I can no longer be called ego. I am alter ego. Oh, I get it. Because when you were a planet, you were no bigger than our moon. But now that you're an actual moon, you are the size of the globe that's in front of Universal Studios. Pretty much, yeah, that's kind of my situation at the moment. What a demotion this is. Huh, alter ego. That sounds familiar. It's a concept from Earth 616. Sure, you didn't see it in the MCU version, but how do you know it didn't happen? And here's the proof. Me, alter ego in the flesh. Or should I say rock, since I don't think I have enough power to make a little me anymore. Oh, you can't go into human form and have sex with more aliens that would be really difficult to have sex with as a human, considering I saw a lot of ones where... Wait, how would that work? Hey, those animated ceramic knickknacks was used with artistic license, alright? Do you know how hard it is being a moon? Passerbys looking at you saying that they see a rabbit in you, people joking, oh, are you made of cheese, Mr. Moon? People trying to travel to me and then land on my surface, sticking little tiny flags into me. Do you know how much that hurts my body? It's like a tiny little pin being plunged into you, like a syringe. God damn it. And then you have other people conspirating that the previous people did not get onto my head, even though I've got the prints to show it. And I haven't even said the worst part. What's the worst part of being a moon? This. Oh, that's the cow that got a hand job in the Power Rangers. Well, I'm glad one of us got some pleasure. Ugh. But wait a minute. If you're still technically alive, then doesn't that mean your son still has a little bit of his power? Oh, you're right. And if he does, then that means that I can still use him. Because my plan of turning everything in existence into me would only work if I could share the load with him. So even though I am no longer as powerful as I once was, we can still start from the ground up. Thank you for that revelation, you little tiny bug. You little tiny maggot. Wait a minute, what'd you say to me? I said maggot. Oh, but still, that's not okay. Don't you understand that just because you're the most powerful in the universe does not mean that you deserve the most to live? All life is precious, except for the superheroes. We all deserve to live, to love, to experience things, no matter how brief that is. We all deserve that chance. Wait a minute. Did you just say to love? Yes, to love. Oh, that's hilarious. Love is just one of the effects you mortals have when your hormones act up. And don't tell me that bullshit that Star-Lord lived by about thinking with his heart, because you can't think with a heart. It's only there just to pump blood. You don't actually use it to love. That's what your stupid sexual hormones are for. For a guy who's omnipotent, you sure are clueless. Oh, am I? I'm smart enough to know that if every organism was replaced by me, things would be a lot more simpler and not as needlessly complicated. Well, guess what? That's how real life is, okay? You might be used to living in your little world of perfectness where there's no problems, but dealing with complications is a part of life, even if it gets in the way of your little expedition. No, it's not. Our travels have been going swimmingly. Have you actually taken a good look at your group there, you little space crew? Haven't you realized that it's not as focused as it should be? Wait a minute. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh God, you might have a point. Surely Alter Ego was corrupting me just like he was corrupting his son. But as I reassessed my crew, he was right. Each crew member had their own separate adventure, and it was slowly creating a disconnect from the overall mission we were on. Sure, the endeavor of each crew member was interesting on their own, but as soon as you were invested in one of their escapades, you had to immediately take a break and go to another crew member's escapade, and have to remember that one too, so that when you left that one, you had to go back to the first one, but you forgot that one also. I can't remember all of this. First, there was the Collector's adventure, in which he was trying to gain contact with his fellow elders of the universe, trying to confirm that he had an insured seat for the game-changing event that I referenced earlier. I understood his concern. After all, his douchebag brother seemed to have assurance, since not only was he about to get more attention, but he also got to dance in the credits. Not even Tanalier got that. Next was Commander Darklord's subplot. I don't understand his concern about Disco Duck. Of course he looks nothing like Howard. But matters were made worse by the fact that Disco Duck had his own separate subplot that had nothing to do with Dark Overlord's subplot. You would think that would be the same subplot, but no! Things had to be made more complicated. He's being tried in court for allegations regarding harassment. Aw man, just when you think you know a guy, I probably should have paid more attention to the lyrics of his song. Why can't we have celebrities without scandal? But that's not all. There was also the Krang subplot about how he was trying to hook up with one of those giant tentacle monsters and maybe have an orgy with a whole bunch of them. And then finally there was Goldar's subplot regarding whether or not he was a member of the Sovereign. I mean, he has a lot in common with them. He's made of gold, they're made of gold. He has a crescent-shaped headpiece, they have crescent-shaped headpiece. And he also had a deep connection with Aisha. Not in a sexual way, of course, because he is gay, but in a brother-sister sort of way. But I knew that all of these subplots were necessary for their character development. It was just problematic that it had to be done separately, instead of having it flow naturally all together. But then that's when I realized something. Something that was important, that Alter Ego had completely overlooked. You should look at your face. That is the dumbfounded face of a guy who just realized that I am right, and that his crew really is disconnected from each other. I'll give you that. We haven't been really connecting as a crew that well, and the mission has been splitting off into various different directions. But Life is gonna be like that. We're going to have a whole bunch of problems going on at the same time. It's not gonna be perfect where the problems are gonna be nice to you and take turns giving you shit and just leave you so that the next problem can take its turn. No, that's not how life works. All kinds of things are going to happen all at the same time, and they don't give a shit that you can't deal with it all at once. And since there's more than one of us, of course we're all each gonna have our own problems to deal with, and our own lessons to learn. Sure, it might be separate lessons that are completely different from one another, but because of our fellowship, you can count on us eventually all coming back together because of the camaraderie. We're not one single unit, and we don't need to be, because then we wouldn't all have our own individual, unique qualities. And the only way to show those unique qualities is by having our own moments, but not without realizing how important it is to spend those moments with other people too. And that's what we did. We acknowledged our individuality while at the same time acknowledging our merging as one single force. You just compared yourself to the Guardians. You do realize that, right? You're celestial damn right I do, because even the supervillains know when to use their heart and not their brain. Oh, there you go again about the heart. Heart this and heart that. Ugh, it's stupid. You see, and that right there is your problem. You only think logically. According to logic, yeah, sure, survival of the fittest. But when you bring reason and compassion into it, that's when you realize that other life is worth living. Because it means a friend, a companion, whether it be an animal or a fellow human or a talking plant that steals the spotlight. But not too much, just enough to make fun of the fact that he's stealing the spotlight, but then quickly goes back into the background where he belongs. But I'll give you this, Ego. My name is Alter Ego. Whatever. I still gotta hand it to you. It was a very huge, shocking surprise. What? That I'm evil? That should have come a mile away. Everyone should have been expecting that. I'm evil in the comic books. Not to mention that the actual father of Star-Lord in that universe is also evil. So why is it such a huge surprise that I am? Because of the way you were presented. There were so many other villains that we thought for sure that one of those were the real villains. And that you were more of a chaotic neutral ally of the Guardians. But no, you were a pleasant surprise. But that's where your likability ends, because you are an allegory just like how Nebula was an allegory of sister issues. Only you are daddy issues. You're the deadbeat dad that wasn't there for your kid, and when you did start giving a shit, it was only for your own benefit, not the kid's. But your kid knows that who his real father is not what defines him. Well, I think you might be right. I do use my brain too much, because I'm literally nothing but a brain. Exactly. You don't have a heart, which makes you not a whole person. And that's just the way I like it! You still think you're above us, huh? Then why are you talking to us? You wouldn't talk to a bunch of bugs. That's because you're useful bugs, just like how Mantis was useful to me. You all have superpowers, right? So I can use that to power me to get me back to a proper enough shape to go out there and find Star-Lord and start up the process all over again. Yes, this is my ticket back. Oh, oh no! Oh God! The tentacles! Oh, I'm so sorry, crew. I failed you. I brought you here just to die. And cause the end of the universe. You're not helping! Oh, but you're right! Oh, it's all my fault! Oh, I had my head way too much up my ass to realize how much of a douchebag I've been this whole time! Oh, Gravy, you're a fine villain! What a good slave you will be! Your powers will be sucked out of you, and then they'll go into me.
Oh, shut the hell up.
What in tarnation? Don't you have a doctor to be the companion of?
I've moved on from that, just like how you should move on from the fact that you're no longer the stud from Big Trouble in Little China. Instead, you're the giant flying round monster.
Oh, fuck. You're right.
But you're not worth the time or effort, so I'm gonna let my friend take care of you. I think you've heard of him before. Sure, he's not accustomed to the MCU, but he's pretty well known. Galactus.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That little purple fart cloud is nothing now. He shrunk down to a small size. He's too small to eat planets anymore.
Yeah, but lucky for him, you're a moon now.
Aw, shit. Thanks so much, Gal Pal, for suggesting the new diet program. Moon fasting. Oh, moons have so much less calories than planets. Oh, I'm gonna be so sexy. Oh, catch you later, Nebula. Oh, now I'm gonna be Cloud Poop. Nebula, you came back.
I had a feeling those stupid Guardians didn't complete the job, so I took care of the trash.
Yeah, or maybe you did it because you care for our safety, and you realized that you were leading us to our deaths, so you saved our lives.
I didn't do it for you. I did it for the universe. Great. Now you're gonna be so self-righteous about it and tell everyone how you're so great for showing me the light.
I didn't do that. You're the one who decided to look past the fact that we're a bunch of stupid-ass idiots. I mean, come on. We went on this mission for a specific purpose, and we kinda got sidelined by all this.
Oh, look at that. You have humility.
We barely did any of the shit we were intending to do that I blabbered on about. I kinda fucked up on that one. But seriously though, we appreciate you, Nebula. Thanos deserves what he's gonna get for what he did to a fantastic supervillain.
Thanks, I guess. But before I go, I'm gonna send you something through the computer.
Oh, we got it! Let's see what this is. 658...
Don't say it out loud, you idiot!
Wait, why not?
That's my number.
Your number?
Yeah. Once I destroy that giant purple wrinkly ass, things are gonna be a lot boring for me by then, after achieving my life mission. So, I might as well make the most of it and get into more of a social life again.
By dating me?
Yeah, why not? Unless me being more machine than woman is a turnoff.
No, I'm not judgmental of that. I mean, I did clarify earlier that I have no penis.
That's okay. I have no vagina.
Oh, well.
See you around, Gravy.
You know, I could see you two as a couple.
Really?
Yeah, there's other things that you and her have in common. You're both bald! Oh ha ha ha!
Hey, wait a minute. Don't you also not have a penis?
What do you think this on my back is?
What? I thought that was your scorpion tail.
Ha ha ha, no!
Well, I know what to get my mind off of things. More music!
You know, when you said you would play 90s songs, I thought you meant more than one 90s song.
Nope, it's just the same one over and over again. Hit it! Paranoia, paranoia, everybody's coming to get me. Just say you never met me. I'm running underground with the moles, digging holes. Hear the voices in my head, I swear to God, it sounds like they're snoring. But if you're bored, then you're boring. The agony and the irony, they're killing me. Whoa! I'm not sick, but I'm not well. And I'm so hot, 'cause I'm in hell. I'm not sick, but I'm not well. And it's a sin to live this well. And so our mission was complete. We made a slight difference. Oh, but you're probably wondering what became of my crew. Well, all of their subplots were tightly resolved, wrapped into little bows. It would have been nice if it had anything to do with my climactic arc, you know, to bring it all together neatly, but hey, everyone's different, and you gotta respect that. Collector's subplot was resolved when he and his brother decided that no matter who gets an opportunity, they would get equal share of the residual money, and use it for more face paint on weird areas where you wouldn't normally see face paint. Goldar's subplot was resolved when he realized that the Sovereigns wanted too much change from him, and he needed to stay true with who he was. They wanted him to get reconstructive surgery, but he was proud of his unconventional beauty. And there was also the fact that he ran out of tokens to play in their arcade. Krang's subplot was resolved when he finally tied the knot with that giant extra-dimensional tentacle monster. At first, I thought it was a really weird pairing, but I realize now that they have so much in common. They're both cephalopods, they're both from other dimensions, and they're both grotesque and disgusting, and they make me want to vomit and lose the will to live. And I think I just heard that shortly after the wedding, they're expecting. Oh God, and they said they were going to eat the baby as soon as it was born. Oh, don't worry, I've already called child services. And finally, there was Dark Overlord subplot and Disco Duck subplot that were both resolved at the same time. Dark Overlord no longer has to deal with Disco Duck because Disco Duck has been arrested and is going to jail. So it doesn't really matter whether or not he's Howard because he's disco fucked. But you know what? After all of this, it's good to be back home. I feel like a whole new man. I am recharged and ready to get back to dealing with Earth's supervillains. But first, we're going to have a history lesson. The last time we delved into the history of supervillains, we talked about the 1980s. But next time, we're going back even further to World War II. Wait, what's that? Not World War II? Oh, okay, World War I. Oh, I see, I get it. Because the MCU already did World War II, and it would seem like too much of a ripoff to do that, so you had to settle for World War I. No, I got you. There's not enough high-concept movies about World War I. I mean, what was the last one? The War Horse? Now, if you excuse me, I need to get ready for my date as soon as she destroys Thanos. Wait, what's that? It's gonna take her how long? A year? Oh, celestial damage.
Is that so? She's gonna try to kill me. That's hilarious. Oh, and you got more. She's gonna date who? Oh, that is quaint. God, I think she's going through a phase. Oh, she could do so much better. But if that's who she chose, then who am I to judge? Oh, that's right. I'm the Mad Titan. Oh, he is so definitely dead.
Krispy Kreme.
Dairy Queen!
Krispy Kreme.
Dairy Queen!
How dare you speak negatively of the most precious location of all in the universe?
Oh, it ain't the most important part of the universe unless it has one of these, a blizzard. Don't you realize that I am a god and not even I can make this shit? It's ice cream that doesn't fall out of the cup when you turn it upside down.
Fine. You win. Dairy Queen is the better place to hide a cosmic MacGuffin that a villain needs to destroy the universe with.
Wait a minute. That's what we were arguing about? I thought we were just talking about the tastiest treat. Oh, don't tempt me, babe. Disco duck. Do you want to fuck a duck? 'Cause you're out of luck. So that's when you go duck. What the fuck is even a cuck? Because you fucked a duck.